All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank this beautiful crowd for coming to be with us in person tonight. Hello to all of you who are tuning in remote. Michelle, do we have any agenda changes? Great, thank you very much. Is there anyone in attendance tonight wishing to address the board on agenda-related public comment? No? Okay. Michelle, do you have any communications? Glad to have you. Okay, that's the end of the communications. Good one. Okay. Moving along, I understand we have some exceptional students here tonight with the student voice under the direction of Tyler Tomey. So I will have you come up and tell us what you're here for tonight.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Tyler Tomey. I am a teacher at Wyden Intermediate School, and I am also a very proud coach of the Math Olympiads program. The Math Olympiads program is an enrichment opportunity for students who excel in mathematics. It is a competition that is not only national, but international. And total for both of the divisions, there's 2 divisions in it. We participate as Division E. But there's Division E and M, and there are about 89,000 students who participate in it worldwide. In the division that we participated in, there were 59,000 students. And tonight I'm excited to be recognizing some of them because we had some pretty exceptional outcomes. I did have slides to help with this, but they kind of got lost in transit, which is totally cool. But I'm kind of winging it from my brain. So Math Olympiads, each student comes in and they're given a assessment with 5 questions on it, and they have to score a cumulative score out of 25 total points by the end of the season. In addition to that, we do many practices during our learning lab and etc. But I think that without further ado, I just want to recognize some students that really excel at this program. So to start out, I am going to invite up Mr. Jaden Lucena. Jaden scored in the top 2% of students internationally, scoring a 22 out of 25. And again, top 2% out of 59,000 students in the Division E program. So if we can hold that. In addition to the medal, Jaden has earned a gold pin, which is one of the higher awards that he given. So, and congratulations, my friend. Here's that. So, again. Congratulations, so not 2%. Absolutely impressive. Thank you, Chair Michelle. This way, so this photo. I have another award for another student. Out of our 35 participants that we had another student place at a pretty astounding placement. And I'd like to invite Adam Van Tassel to come up, please. Adam scored a 17 out of 25, putting the top 10% of all participants out of the 59,000, which is also a very exciting and very admirable feat to achieve. So this is very exciting. He is being awarded a silver pin with the Math Olympiads logo on it. And he will also be, we just want to kind of recognize that because that's a great achievement.
Have to go to this one. And can you come back up so we can have a better backdrop, please?
The last thing I want to say about this program, I want to thank everybody who makes it happen. Thank you, Mr. Kyle, for budgeting in the money for the Math Olympiads. Thank you to the board for everything that you do, the higher administration for the budgeting that you guys do to make this happen. And congratulations to all of the students who participated. We had a very diverse, very diverse group of students who tried out for the program and were accepted for the program. And I'm just so proud as the coach of this program. So thank you all so much.
Tyler, I think that we'd like to thank you for being the coach and being involved in giving up your free time to help these exceptional students excel. Does anybody have any questions for our young friends tonight?
I just want to compliment his math shirt. Yeah, I got the shirt. She made it.
The bow tie brings extra points.
We're just all very proud of you. You have done a great service for your community. And to both of you, if we can help at a board level anytime, you come back and you ask us, all right? Now, the exciting part is that you are now excused and you can go live a kid's life and you don't have to see the rest of our meeting. So while you do that, one more round of applause. And if I am not mistaken, I believe next on the agenda is our summer school presentation.
Let's start off with Mr. Manager and talk about the working learning.
Okay, it's actually the third slide through. We do have the beginning of the summer school programming right here. Okay, obviously, strategic plan priorities guide everything that we're doing, so we wanted to make sure we put that in there. And we were going to start with the kindergarten through 6th grade, which is the live and learn. But they had an extra one. It's not a traditional summer school. It's more of an enrichment program. where they're building skills in academic skills. They're building them into the activities that they're going to be doing. It's giving kids an extra opportunity to try some things that may not have the opportunity to do through the regular school year. Things like theater or special work in art, things like that. So they wanted to make sure that these students got these opportunities outside of the regular school day. So we have 2 sessions. Each one is going to be 2 weeks long. The first session is going to have 3 different activities available. The second session will have 4 activities available. We've got 191 students signed up so far. And the 2 weeks are the 2 sessions are going to look like this. Session 1 is going to Cyclone Theater. That's a performing arts session. The Imagination Station, which is going to be an art session, and Where the Wild Things Are, nature and ecology, we'll get the kids outside. Again, each one of these things are going to be not only giving them the chance to do these activities, but also to learn the skills behind them, things that they can apply in their regular school year. Session 2, Movement and Fitness, Infinity and Beyond, Cultural Studies and Around the World, Creative Writing and Storytime, and Math and Mathletics. A little more academic focused, the Mathletics, English obviously, and the creative writing. But again, stuff that the kids will enjoy. They pick the activities that they want to do. They're the ones that are going to come in and kind of direct what's going on in the activities. So it's an enrichment plus academic skills program for the summer. And that's kindergarten through 6th grade, unless I mentioned that before. And then we're going to move, I believe, to 7th grade. No? Who's next? Oh, STEM. Oh.
So I am Valerie Robert, I think most of you know me, and my regular job is K-4 librarian at Knickerbocker and Starbuck. However, I get to do the STEM camp in the summertime.
And I'm Julie Williams. I'm a teacher assistant at Knickerbocker in the library, and I do the STEM in the summertime also.
So we were told be brief, but it's super challenging because we are really passionate about this program. We've both been involved, Julie longer than I, but for quite some time. And it's a really dynamic program for our children with incredible learning opportunities.
So the kids usually start coming, they get there around 7:45, and then they get to go downstairs, have breakfast. Then we have a whole group meeting where we talk about the day, and then they go to their first choice, and that lasts for about an hour and 20 minutes or hour and a half, and then they have a group activity, and then they go to their second choice. And then it's time for lunch and then home.
So our program goals, as you can see, our goals are to engage children in positive learning experiences outside of the classroom. While we're increasing their exposure to STEM-related skills and careers. And the whole group that Julie mentioned, we try and do that in the beginning and then mid-morning, because we really want to foster student-teacher relationships. We do some fun things together, and student-student relationships, because they're around students that they have not gone to school with. They're not from the same buildings, they're from across the district. We try and let them know as well that it is really great for the 4th graders to go, because they are up here at Wiley and they're able to experience the building, as well as meet some friends that may be sitting next to them in class in September. By engaging them in those meaningful, high interest things that we do, we are able to mitigate a lot of behaviors that we do see during the regular school year, but the children are really engaged. It's all about choice. Like Julie was saying, they choose the activities that they're involved in. So it makes it much more of an interest-based thing for them. Julie's going to talk about some of the slides here, but you'll see that there are lots and lots of choices for them. So it gives them voice in their options and caters to their interests.
Yep, so here was STEM in Motion, where the kids built a putt-putt golf course, and it went from station to station to station. They had a really great time with that. They made their putt-putts out of PVC pipe, with a little 90-degree elbow. They decorated them. They created a nice big banner for when you walked in. It was really fun. And this was some of their makerspace challenges. I believe this was the, or just the makerspace area where they are given all kinds of materials. They have cardboard, they have all different kinds of tapes, glue guns. We have cardboard cutters they get to use. Just everything. This was digital storytelling where they used these little robots called hummingbird robots. And these two girls did two lacrosse players, and they were facing off, but their robots were synced together so that they would face off, which is pretty neat. And then the robotics and artificial intelligence, that was with, oh gosh, what were the Lego kids? Brick cubes?
Yes.
Lego brick cubes.
Yes.
That they learned.
They're able to, so a lot of times teachers are able to bring robots into the classroom, but when we have the robotics session in the summer, they are exposed to all of the robotics that are at the STEM office. They're available to the kids and the teachers at Watertown, so they can go back to the classroom with most of these things. Actually, we hope they bring it back to the classroom, the ideas, and say, hey, you know, they've got stuff, we could borrow stuff and we could use that to create our projects and things. So 7 through 10. So we mainly we've only worked to the lower level. However, there is an upper level as well, the 7th through 10th grade kids. And they also do a lot of different things in their programming. Their schedule is a little different this year because they've got the 8th grade program in the morning. So they will have some of their stuff in the afternoon. But anatomy, you can see artificial intelligence, chemistry. So at the end of our 2-week program, we have two 2-week sessions. At the end of our 2-week program, we close with a showcase. So we invite the parents and community in, and the students can then show their families and engage their families in their learning so they can see what they've been doing for the last 2 weeks and build that connection with the school environment. And one last thing, sorry, my cards are stuck together. We are also treating it as a professional development for our staff. So they are more exposed to how they can use STEM activities and the STEM resources within their classroom to meet their regular standards in the curriculum. And so this year we have quite a few new people so that they can get used to how that is actually linked together and easy to integrate back and forth.
Drop challenge in there.
We've done an egg drop challenge before. So I did a 5-minute commercial for all of the classes that I see and talked very, very fast and told them all of the things that we've done in the past. And yeah, the more I said it, the more I was like shocked about just how many varied things that we've been able to offer in the past.
And we do a survey at the end, and the kids can add to that survey what they'd like to see next year. So they want to come back. They're always.
So we are in the initial planning stages, so we can't tell you exactly what's happening this year. We are still planning, but it's usually keep some of the same things and lots of different choices besides the two activities they choose. They have the mid-morning has maybe 10 different activities that they get to go between and choose just smaller, shorter, brief activities that they're not focused on. So in closing, we know that it wouldn't be possible without the ARP funds, the DODEA and titles grants, and our administrators that support it, as well as the Board of Education. So thank you for allowing us to do this the last few years.
Again, my name is Tyler Thomas, Associate Teacher at Wiley, in case you didn't catch it the first time.
And I'm Cassandra Richardson.
Best teammate to have. I just want to add to the STEM. I just want to say no words can put in how amazing the STEM program is here. I worked it the last few summers too, and this year I'm taking a little hiatus, but it's incredible what they do for kids. So talking about incredible things, we're going to talk about the Summer Bridging Program, which is kind of coming back this year. It's going to be an awesome opportunity for students in grades 5, going into 5, 7, and 9. So we're going to kind of do like a little infomercial. can talk about this.
So the goals of the bridging program is to establish connections and a sense of belonging, to boost skills and academic confidence, especially in math. The belonging was a huge aspect to have kids coming into the new school, already having meaningful relationships built. We want to create meaningful experiences for them in the bridging. And we also want to foster that lifelong learner mentality to carry them through their new school.
With that being said, there's going to be a lot of social emotional connections, social emotional learning that we're going to be doing, team building, projects like that. We're also going to be incorporating some STEM, a little bit different than the STEM camp, but similar to the same capacity. And it'll be running on a similar schedule, like what they have with their morning meeting and building relationships and stuff. Ours will also be looking similar to that. We have an awesome team who will be helping out. We're just 2 of the team. I think there are 5 of us total at Wiley, and then, a handful at each spot. But our goal this year is to kind of focus on how it connects to our strategic plan, and how it, eventually we're hoping that this will have like the ripple effect of increasing graduation rates, building those relationships, and engaging in like meaningful academic learning. I think that's a lot. So we put some pictures in here. Again, this is more of the case side of things. You got some digital work and stuff, and then you're going to see that we're hoping to incorporate team building exercises, mathematics using hands-on engaging like project-based learning. And then honestly, we have such beautiful property here and the trails and everything that are so well maintained. We'd like to get them outside and engaging with each other. You'll see that some of the kids went fishing for frogs up in our pond, and it was a grand time. So anything else? Our goal is just to make the transitions nicer for the kids so that way they feel welcomed and established and do well in their new environments. It's very intimidating going building to building. So we're hoping, in our new roles that we'll be able to help with that as well as the rest of the staff that are working.
Thank you both for presenting additional summer school options, and the prior team that also presented. Thank you very much. I had the opportunity to visit their classroom this week. And amazing things are happening. And it's evident to me that in the extracurricular activities that you're providing for students after school and during the summer, that both of you are infusing those in your classroom. So thank you very much for allowing the love of STEM to continue.
Thank you for your kind words. We appreciate it. I
think I'm the next one. Okay. Perfect. I'm Kayla Whitney, Coordinator of Special Education. All those students who have special needs but can attend any of the summer schools. The summer school that we're highlighting in this block is for our students who have significant special needs and would probably gain the most benefit for being in a 12-month program and would have significant regression if they did not attend the summer school. We were very lucky during COVID. Mrs. Labar let us reopen once the state said we could on July 1st of that year. When you look at these pictures, it'll kind of show you what's really important to our students to be comfortable, and honestly our staff, because the staffing ratios are pretty high. You would have no more than 12 students, 1 teacher, and then for every student who does not have a one-to-one aide, every 3 students would have a shared aide. So when you look at the top there of that section of Watertown High, you'll see 2 rooftop air conditioners. That looks like a lot, but that makes it days like today, when they're coming in for days like that during the summer, you may have students who have significant medical needs, wheelchair bound, feeding issues, regulation issues. Having those air conditioners make it so they can get through that summer school. Do know that based on the regulations, the extended school year program does have to run 30 days. So we usually follow the same 30 days that BOCES is running because we tie in those buses. So when you look down through the hallway there and then the ramp, they're able to come in that ramp when the buses bring them in, have an area that's very accessible. And you can kind of see some pictures. Rachel Marsden's room is one of the first ones that they would use. It's very accessible to our students, but also meets their sensory needs as well as their physical needs. Some of the equipment you would see our kids need to during the summer, get in their gait trainers or prone standers. These may be students who are in wheelchairs during the normal day. They need to have time to get up, maybe in a prone stander, helps them with, their posture, but also then helps them so they don't atrophy. And then, just even feeding. When you look at students who are in the gait trainer, that may be able to keep them upright so they can just have some level of mobility on their own. The first classroom, which is normally Kyle Alone's classroom, we usually do related services out of. So speech and OT may be out of there, but that entire hallway, when you look down with that welcome to Watertown, will usually be with equipment. They have adaptive trikes, kind of like your adaptive dollies you'd see for your traditional PE that they have adapted for our students. This keeps them so they do not have that regression during the summertime. So the next two slides will kind of explain a little less exciting than the rest of it, but kind of explain how those students who would come there. But these are our students who have severe multiple disabilities. They primarily would have habilitation and treatment during that time, and they just need that very specialized instruction so they can keep meeting their needs both academically, but also physically, emotionally, and honestly, they can't go to maybe some of the traditional summer schools that maybe some of our other students who would go to. So we're very lucky to have that there. We're very lucky that state had approved the air conditioners. They disapproved it the first time. The second time they did allow that. And we have had that there for a number of years. And it really makes a difference because otherwise our kids medically would not be able to attend during that time. So kind of switching gears here, this relates to some of the summer schools that are here. Like I said, our students with special needs can attend any of these summer schools. You know, they've made it such that they're fun for our kids. There's academics, but they can modify, do what the kids need. They're able to be with their peers. The CEIS is the early intervening services that we can use with some of our special education funds. And we can appropriate those services to assist with students prior to being identified. There's a certain amount of that budget we can use. So Lynn has been very accommodating coming on in this year to look at that. We've done this for a number of years. You know, as we went back through, it's probably 2014, I think was the first year that they allowed those monies to be used to be able to go into CEIS. And I think the summertime is a great time to give students an opportunity to be able to have that. So thank you for having great summer schools. Thank you for all making it accommodating for all students of all needs and all of them. I think that's it for me, Tina. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Erin King, and I'm the principal at Case Middle School. So I'm here to talk about the services that we're offering to 7th to 8th graders this summer, in addition to STEM and bridging. At Case Middle School this summer, we'll be housing a lot of summer learners with a lot of different programs because of the construction projects flowing around the district, and we're very excited about that. So we're really looking at meeting students where they are and guiding them in authentic lifelong learning. We are offering free transportation for eligible busable students, and breakfast and lunch will be served for our summer school students. Our program goals for our middle school students are really looking at building those academic skills, either supporting them where they're at or having them relearn skills for better mastery, closing some academic gaps for those students who did not quite master those skills that they need to during the school year. And really learning to prevent that summer slide that sometimes happens when students are out of school and kind of losing that academic brain, and really looking to connect with students and building their social emotions. The referrals to our summer school program mainly come from our teachers, but we also take parent referrals as well too. Our daily schedule looks like in the morning they can come in and enjoy breakfast from 7:45 to 8:15. Our programming is for 3 hours, from 8:15 to 11:15, and then they can enjoy lunch with us when they're finished. This year, we're really focusing on the academic skills and enhancing their math, ELA, science, and social studies skills. And we added a couple other different options for them and really wanting to focus on their executive functioning skills. Anybody who has a middle schooler or has had one recognizes that this is really the skills that need support and extra teaching. So we're really looking at working with students about how to stay organized, how to plan for themselves. It's just really an additional added skills to those basic academics that really we focus on. In addition to that, we're also offering life skills where we're looking at getting the students in the kitchen and doing some cooking and some fun activities like that. Summer school is a great opportunity to not only focus on those core subjects, but really to form those connections. And we have a great staff we've hired to do that. and have them keep looking forward to coming back in the fall. So we're really looking forward to all of our summer learners this summer.
Thank you for adding the executive function of the life skills.
Yes, I think we all need some help in that. So, thank you. Generally, in the last couple of years, we've been between 40 and 50 students. And a lot of them stay and then do the afternoon with STEM, or I know bridging is new, but a lot of them do like STEM in the afternoon. So some of them have a whole day of program. You're welcome.
All right, and that brings us to the Watertown High School Summer School, which is also operating out of Case Middle School this year. We have lots of different programming options for our students. We're really focused on 3 core areas, which is enrichment, acceleration, and course credit reclamation. Some of our students have struggled throughout the year, and so we're providing them opportunities to catch back up. When we look at that, what that really looks like are students enrolling in classes that either let them reclaim half the credit because they haven't earned the full credit throughout the year, or taking a new course for the very first time to earn a full credit to get further ahead. We kind of call it like a jump ahead or spring ahead opportunity. Some of our students do that in our classrooms at the school, and some of ours are incoming seniors, and they're taking online economics and online PIG, or participation in government. And so lots of different options in terms of curriculum coursework for our students. We also have credit recovery. Credit recovery is a little different from students earning credit by coming into the classroom and working with a teacher. That's much more self-guided. It's an online program that they work with Ms. Boyer and Ms. Pierce, the same teachers who do it throughout the school year. And it just provides another opportunity for our students to catch back up. And the nice thing about that credit dual or recovery program is they can do it on their own schedule. They can also take classes in the classroom while they're doing those. It gives our kids a lot more flexibility in reaching their goals. And then, of course, driver's ed. We have limited spaces for driver's ed, and that's going to result in this year us working with students who all have their permits, but not their licenses. We are trying to save spots for our graduating seniors first. It's their last time in order to get driver's ed. And then we'll be relying on a lottery system for other students who have put in their driver's ed registration form. We already have in excess of 30 driver's ed forms. So that's quite a bit. In general, for our summer school, those are the options for most of our students. We do offer the bookend transportation. So in the morning and at the end of the day, students who are busable are transported to Case Middle School for their classes. And they, of course, get the free lunch and breakfast that all of our district students are eligible for. All right, so our schedule. It's a little bit more complicated than some of the others where it's just a 2-week block, because there's so many options for our kids. And with so many options, I mean, some different scheduling. Students can take repeat courses. Those courses last for 3 weeks and are 2 hours a day. They can reclaim up to half of a credit for that time. Those courses in general are running either July 8th through the 26th or July 29th through August 16th. They're either in the morning, 8 to 10, or they transcend into the afternoon, 11:15 to 1:15. Students may also take full credit courses. We try to keep our full credit courses mostly in the morning. They are 3 hours. By keeping those in the morning, it opens up their schedule for afternoon options, whether they want to partake in one of the many other opportunities in the district, or if they want to take another course. And then our full credit courses, those are 6 weeks. They're very intense. They get the full credit that you would get over 186 days school year in 6 weeks. So they are high intensity, lots of rigor, but we're doing a great job with trying to get some staff in there who understand the need of extended lesson planning over 2 to 3 hours, and what that means for engaging students, providing them time to work and making sure that they are successful. And then finally, summer school is a little bit different of a beast. There are NICEAD requirements for minimum attendance. So we do watch that very closely for our students to ensure they're getting the required seat time while they're in their classes in order to earn the credit.
First and foremost, I just want to say thank you for this present. We had a great time preparing for this, and I just wanted to a big shout out to you all for allowing us to have all the opportunities we have for our summer school. But Amber and I have worked very closely on organizing this and using her skills in organization. I'm very thankful for how far we've gone so far. A very organized system for summer school. I'm really just here for the STEAM putt-putt, but I will present as the principal for summer school. On the 18th, we're looking at the Regents scheduling for this. We have August 19th is Algebra 1 and English Language Arts. And then at noon, we also have Global 10 and Algebra 2. Tuesday, the 20th, we have U.S. History, Earth Science, Chemistry at 8 in the morning, and then we just have the switch off at 12 for Geometry. So it's pretty straightforward assessments, but the students are getting what they need to be prepared throughout their time.
Okay, when it comes to the Regencies, students who are in a Regents prep course in order to reclaim their credit, those are typically in the second half of the summer, but we do allow students to come in and take an attempt at a Regents even if they weren't enrolled in our summer school program. They can enroll so they can get that credit and that review, but they don't have to. They are able to come in and just take that Regents if they just need the Regents credit.
The summer commencement is the 27th at 7. Thank you so much.
Plug in phones and put in your calendar, and we'll see you there. Thank you. Absolutely.
What's the obstacle creating the limited driver's ed?
There's a couple of things. Staffing is one part of it. We currently have 2 driver's ed teachers available in the district. One is going to come for both sessions. One is only going to come for one session. While we do have that listed, we haven't had any applicants outside of the district. We also do only have 1 vehicle right now. And while those 2 teachers, while they are teaching at the same time or in the same session, have worked out a schedule, should we add additional teachers in that same session, we would need a second vehicle.
So, and there's options in the past when the district operating their budget. Essentially comes to adding to the rental vehicle and whether or not we're still going to allow us to do that. But it may be a consideration in the future of purchasing a second driver's ed vehicle.
Remember you said about 30, is that above capacity, at capacity?
Say that one more time.
For driver's ed, I'm sorry, you said you were at 30, you had 30?
It is already above.
It's above.
The way that driver's ed works, because of their required class time and driving time, each teacher can take 8 students per session. They actually are also operating as an extra day on each end of summer school to get their hours in. So while our summer school typically would start on July 8th, they're starting on July 5th, and then also last an extra day to August 7th.
So we're over the children that we can't provide for the children that we have.
Correct. We are having to kind of rely on a lottery system again.
That happens, if you'll forgive me, that
Absolutely.
happens every single year. It's happened historically. The other thing to consider, unfortunate, but factual, certified driver's education instructors are very rare.
Mm-hmm.
People are not pursuing it as a profession. They exist, but in the North Country region, there are very few and far between. So as Dr. Schmiegel just pointed out, in the past, we've had summers where we've rented vehicles and we've bought the instructor breaks, as they call them, and had preparas or whomever waits, put them in. But if you have no teacher, it's obviously not possible to teach the course. And certified driver's education instructors, as I said, are extremely rare. Back in the day, we had Charlie Comeray and Nudie Fazio, and they finally, they wanted to retire. So there aren't many coming up behind them.
Yeah, because my big thing is my big rule with our 4 children is that you have to take driver's ed to get your license. One is not going to be able to do that, but the other 3 have no trouble getting in. Pre-COVID, they've all graduated. It was very easy, but that's because we still had the teachers.
Absolutely.
So it's more of a teacher issue pretty much than
well, for districts who might have the finances to invest in a program, it is definitely a teacher issue if it's not successful. And they're hard to come by. And in your situation, talking about your kids and your family's requirement, it's also very nice for your insurance.
Yes.
It does cut down the cost of your insurance premium if your child has successfully completed the program.
And we're aware of that.
The baby's getting way. That makes it happening. But thank you for explaining that, because we have had lots of questions about driver's ed and why. So
Anytime you have questions, and if it's not touched upon here, please don't hesitate to give us a call.
Amber, just one more. So just give me a sense of, is most of the other programs at the high school in the summer pretty full?
So it depends. So we've looked at our numbers of students who are at risk of not getting course credit for the year. And those numbers are, they're high, but this is the last marking period. And a lot of students are putting in a ton of work to catch themselves up and prepare themselves for their regents, and those numbers will drop. We typically, like last year, looking at summer school, certain classes fill much more quickly. Those tend to be your lower grade level classes, the English 9, the Global 9, some of the 10th grade classes. They fill very quickly. 9th grade students don't necessarily have all those executive functioning skills that King was talking about, and so it's taking them a little bit longer to get on board. Those classes will fill very quickly. We are actually excited though this year. We are bringing back PE for the summer. We have a lot of students who aren't currently anticipating to get their PE credit. We're also working with Athletic Director Mike Morgan and the PE teachers to try to provide some opportunities for them to catch up before the school year is done. But we have PE coming back this year, and we have studio art. We are hoping, based on interviews, that we'll be able to offer a full studio art course, which means those students who are artistically inclined, they can get that prerequisite studio art course out of the way, so then they can take those higher level art courses that they may not be able to get into until junior or senior year, just because of scheduling conflicts. So we're pretty excited about that too.
I just want to thank the team, both Mick and yourself and Leslie under her leadership. I think the direction that we're moving the high school summer school program is really an extension of what we're offering during the school year, but it's evident that we built on what was done in the past to grasp and to catch more kids. And, as our number one, now that we have that wonderful wall, we can remind ourselves, increasing the graduation rate, whether it's a kid that's looking at accelerating or a student that's looking at credit recovery, it's evident that this is another opportunity for our kids to catch up. And maybe they didn't have those executive functioning skills. They will this upcoming year if they attend the CASE summer school program.
That is correct.
Question. From the business officials frame of reference, are we taking attendance? I'm assuming when you said SED and strict guidance for that, for your program, because then you could enter it in for state aid purposes, and of course for summer special ed, there's a whole separate, I know, but what about all the rest of these programs? Are we, everything else besides, do we know
how they take attendance? I know it's summer
school. We're going to be claiming.
Well, I don't know about, you're asking about the state aid.
Yeah, would that be something that either through school tools or through hours of contact, we're gonna have to track that?
Everything is tracked in school tools currently.
Okay. Yes, that's what I was trying to capture all those things.
That's a great question. Amber, do we still, I know previous into 11th graders in the summer want to take Pagan economics, knock that out, and we still offer that as well.
We do. We already have one teacher locked in for Pagan economics in the classroom, but Joanne Whit-Bennett and myself are both offering the online course again. Collectively, I have 52 economics students enrolled and she has 51. So we typically cap at 48, but we're like, we'll take a few more.
If they want it, they get it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much for your presentation.
Next, so we have the newly re-elected Mrs. Lori Campbell, the policy committee meeting report.
So today, Colleen stood in for John, and we had a policy meeting, and we talked about a new way of scheduling. A lot of times we are reaching out to using our facilities, and we need to have a better way of streamlining people renting our facilities and for the payments and what each thing costs. We're still working out the costs, but we did get presented a about the streamlining in the process, and I forgot the name of the
Yep, ML schedule.
as well. So, well, our next policy meeting, we should be able to firm up the pricing. So going into the next school year, very easy. So no more papers, really don't want more. And I had a question for you before they left, but for summer school, for the kids for STEM and for everything, how do they sign up? Is there, I think we should ask them.
We know through Parent Square, so we send it out through Parent Square. We actually have the form embedded right in there, so all of our parents have access to that. Okay. That's how we got the 190, so quickly we live in group. Okay.
Are there,
Great.
on that, are there ever situations where we would be proactive in placing a student where we didn't think maybe there was as much parental involvement to encourage them to participate, or is it just totally opt-in based on?
It's also based on some of the teacher recommendations.
Okay.
So during parent-teacher conferences, the teacher might say, I suggest, to the parents. Well,
I'm assuming the homeschool coordinators that go along with that as well. They have discussions, maybe the questions to have that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Chambers. Up next, Dr. Larry Schmegel with the Superintendent of Schools report.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank everyone for actively participating throughout our budget process. This year, our district had 8 additional budget presentations internally and also externally, and so we look forward to that. Last night, we had our budget passed at 81.06%. And so we're excited for that. Our proposition for continuous voter registration passed at 85.06%. Our proposition 3, a creation of an information technology reserve fund, approved at 85.23%. And our proposition 4, creation of buildings and grounds equipment reserve fund, was approved at 86.74%. So I want to thank our community members for coming out and actively participating in last night's budget. In addition to that, I want to mention that my team, both Lynn Gaffney, Lisa Blank, and Matt Burdick, we took a road trip to Elmira to witness an evening program in Elmira. And we're looking at building that program here in the district. And so we've had the opportunity to meet with Mrs. Atkinson at the high school, her PBS team at the high school, and we're going to be meeting with her staff on June 4th, I believe, to really continue that. We're looking again, as we look at all of the graduation rate and engaging kids, we're looking at other opportunities to engage kids that maybe our typical daytime program is not addressing. So I don't want to give too much information there, but I want our community to stay tuned. I know that I did a lot of speaking along with Lynn early on and Tina regarding our program, our alternative ed program. We're going to ask people to please change their mindset. We want to move away from the consideration of an alternative ed that is oftentimes referred to in a punitive manner. And so we're going to be looking at, rather than thinking of it as a punitive alternative ed kind of program, we're looking at building an extension of the high school day. And so we're looking at calling it our Cyclone Academy. And this will be our students at their second half of their 9th grade year, 10th, 11th, or 12th grade, that maybe the daytime school is not working for them. Maybe they maintain a job during the day. Maybe attendance arriving to school at 7:15 in the morning is difficult for them. We're going to be looking at advertising for those kids and really encouraging those families, as opposed to just dropping out, possibly attending the evening program. And those kids would be full-time students in our school. Attendance, as Sally was asking about, so she doesn't ask me now, I'm going to go ahead and say it publicly. Attendance will be taken. Master schedule will be done for the evening program. Kids will have an opportunity on a select basis to sign up for elective courses during that. It will be a blended model. It will be a model that runs Monday through Thursday. And so there'll be some asynchronous time that we'll be talking with staff about on Fridays. So I wanted to put that out there because I want the community to know that we heard the concern, we're listening. We know that our graduation rate is a priority, but we also know that kids learn differently, and a program that works for maybe the majority of our kids may not work for all of our kids. And so we're looking at doing things differently, and that's something that we'll be bringing to a district near you. And we hope to be the leader for this in the North Country. The next thing I want to mention, just as a reminder, that we will be having our strategic planning review meeting on June 25th. And so we're excited about that. Remember that that is comprised of 7 stakeholder groups. So there's a representation of each stakeholder group. And that meeting will be looking at all of the tasks that we outlined in December and implemented in January. And we'll be addressing whether or not we're able to meet those tasks or not, and what goals we want to set, what tasks we want to set for next year. Those 5 key focus areas remain the same. The tasks in each of those focus areas will change so that we can continue improving in each of those goal areas. In addition to that, I want to mention that I, along with the support of Tina Lane, had our student advisory students in here this week, which was absolutely amazing. We actually gave them a ballot to fill out to have them go through that process. We walked them through each of the propositions so that it was an educational piece. And afterwards, Tina and I and Lynn were reflecting. We thought, you know, our students that served this year on the Student Advisory Council have done so much. They helped with our code of conduct, giving feedback for that. They helped with our budget process. They helped with our strategic plan. There were so many opportunities for our kids to engage. We are going to be, that has already been pushed out on our website, and we'll have a PR piece to go with it. Applications are open. They're due next month on the 25th. We are adding 2 components to this program for next year for our Student Advisory Council. It's open to any student in grades 7 through 12. Next year, our students will have to undertake a problem of practice. So we'll be assisting them, myself and my team, identifying a problem that they see in our district. And then the goal is throughout those 10 months of school, we're going to have the finance person come in and work with them on the budget to what their problem is. The curriculum piece with Lynn's office, the personnel piece or student services pieces with Tina's office, and they're going to be working through that problem of practice throughout the year with the idea at the end of the student advisory that we have a product similar to our hygiene vending machine that will just make our district a better place. So we are extremely excited about that. And the other piece of our Student Advisory Council that we are adding new next year is our Student Advisory Council candidates will also be responsible for mentoring a peer, a student in their school. And so we'll be working with building principals and administration to make sure that those peer mentoring relationships are appropriate and effective. And it's really important for our students that are serving at this level to understand their civic responsibility. And we're looking forward to continuing that. And that is all that I have for this evening.
Thank you so much. Items for consent agenda.
Resolve that consent agenda items A, B, and C are hereby approved.
Can I have a motion, please? Gloria, in a second. Kelly. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Items for board action.
Whereas the inspectors of election for the annual school district election and budget vote held on May 21, 2024, have delivered to the clerk of the Board of Education their signed statements and reports of votes cast at said election budget vote, and such statements and reports have now been examined and canvassed as follows. Approval of the 24-25 school budget, Proposition 1. Total number of votes, yes votes 428, no votes 100. Approval of continuous registration, Proposition 2. Total number of votes, yes votes 444, no votes 78. Approval of the creation of Information Technology Reserve Fund, Proposition 3. Total number of votes, yes votes 450, no votes 78. Approval of the creation of Buildings and Grounds Equipment Reserve Fund, Proposition number 4. Total number of votes, yes votes is 458, no votes 70. For the members of Board of Education, Randy Richardson, 435 votes. Tina Cluno, 376 votes. Lori Converse, 343 votes. Millie Smith, 304 votes. And write-ins were 19.
Therefore, be it resolved that the 24-25 proposed budget and elected Board of Education members have been approved by the qualified voters of the school district, and be it further resolved that Randy Richardson, Tina Pluno, and Lori Converse are declared the elected members of the Board of Education. They will each serve a 3-year term commencing July 1, 2024 and ending June 30, 2027. Millie Smith will serve a 1-year term commencing on May 22nd, 2024 and ending June 30, 2025. The district clerk and the superintendent of schools have notified the successful candidates and will send written confirmation.
Can I have a motion, please? Kelly, in a second. Lori, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you for your continued service.
The Board of Education of the Watertown City School District has considered the impacts of the environment of following scope of work to be completed, the replacement of deteriorated windows and blinds, and construction of sidewalks. Whereas the board has received the scope of work presented and has further consulted with its architects with respect to the potential for environmental impacts resulting from the proposed action. And whereas the board has reviewed the proposed action with respect to type 2 criteria set forth by 6 NYCRR part 617.5C and concluded that the project involves the maintenance and reconstruction of existing facilities involving no substantial changes in an existing structure and replacement, rehabilitation, and reconstruction of structures in kind. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Watertown City School District as follows. Number 1, the proposed actions individually and cumulatively do not exceed thresholds established under 6 NYCRR Part 617 of the State Environmental Quality Review Act. The board hereby determines the proposed action is a type 2 action in accordance with the SECR regulations. No further review of the proposed action is required under SECR. The total cost of the proposed action shall not exceed $100,000 and shall be a capital outlay expense. This resolution shall be effective immediately.
Can I have a motion, please? Lori, in a second. Kelly, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved in agreement with the Watertown City School District and the cafeteria unit for the period of July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2027 is hereby approved.
Can I have a motion, please? Lori, in a second. Kelly, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Congratulations.
Whereas that after public advertising for items for the school nutrition department, bids have been received and are hereby awarded for the furnishing of the following products for the 24-25 school year: milk and juice, Renzi Brothers, Watertown, New York, paper and supplies, Hills and Marks, Amsterdam, New York. Resolved that the interim business official is authorized to issue the orders accordingly.
Can I have a motion, please? Kelly, in a second. Lori, discussion.
Just like to see a little better.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved that upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Larry Schmiegel, the Board of Education hereby approves the following: resignations, retirement, leave of absence, appointments, term not probationary, instructional, permanent, part-time, summer school, substitute instructional, substitutes, non-instructional.
Can I have a motion, please? Any second? Kelly and Lori, any discussion?
Yeah, I want to say congratulations to Mrs. Donza for retiring at 31 years. And a great asset.
if I can add, because there were three things that I wrote down that I forgot to mention. So since you mentioned retirement, we are looking forward to, Tina's helping coordinate this in her department. We are looking forward to recognizing all of our retirees at our board meeting in June. And so we're going to have a reception at 5:30 over here in the atrium before the board meeting begins at 6.
Good things. Good things. All right, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved that upon the recommendation of Dr. Larry Schniesel, Superintendent of Schools, through probationary appointment of a non-instructional employee is hereby discontinued effective May 22nd, 2024.
Can I have a motion, please? Lori, in a second. Philip, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Whereas the resolution was passed by the Board of Education on May 7th, 2024, approving the resignation of Margaret Harbison, and be it further resolved that this amended resolution reflects a revision to reflect Margaret Harbison as a retirement and is hereby approved.
Can I have a motion, please? Lori, in a second. All right, Philip, discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
23-24 school calendar is amended and approved as follows: June 21st, 24th, and 25th, early dismissal for grades K through 8.
Can I have a motion, please? And a second. Colleen, Lori, any discussion? Those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved that the cheerleading camp, summer camp is hereby approved.
Can I have a motion, please? Lori and Kelly. At this point, sorry, Randy. Yeah, it is.
I tried, but.
All right, any discussion?
Not specifically this, but any more info on the info last and so forth to scholarships or?
Yep, that was on policy. And I apologize for bringing it up today, and you were there today. So that was a great meeting to head into. So we will make sure that that is definitely on the agenda. Our goal is that, similar to the summer school piece, that we are not excluding kids that otherwise couldn't participate. So if there is a family that's out there that is interested and the application deadline has passed or will be coming up, please feel free to reach out to us in the interim, and we will make sure that we rectify that.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved that the disposal, recycle, or donation of damaged, outdated, and unused books from the library at Watertown High School is hereby approved.
Can I have a motion, please?
All right.
Lori, in a second.
You sure you don't want to?
I'm gonna second this. Yeah. I like this change to adjacent playlist. Now, for those listening, I've been told that these books are accessible if you choose to get them. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved that a donation gift given by the Micron totaling approximately $1,369.80 to provide 3 district employees the opportunity to attend the Micron event, Advanced Manufacturing Framework Professional Development for Educators. This donation is gratefully accepted and approved and will be acknowledged in writing.
Can I have a motion, please? A second. All right. Any discussion?
No.
All
We
those.
already think about it.
Yeah.
Did it go up?
Yeah, that was, I didn't realize that it had to be board action because of the over $70,000. So they enjoyed the training, and I met with actually all of those teachers today that attended the training. So great things are happening.
All right, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Resolved that a $100 donation was received from Kate Renzi to go towards senior activities at Watertown High School. This donation is gratefully accepted and approved and will be acknowledged in writing.
Can I have a motion, please? Randy. Wow. That's the first tonight. And a second, Lori. All those, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved that a $75 donation was received from Kelly Machuchek to go towards senior activities at Watertown High School. This donation is gratefully accepted and approved and will be acknowledged in writing.
Can I have a motion, please? Kelly, in a second. Lori, discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved that a $50 donation was received from Ann Spaziani to go towards senior activities at Clarendon High School. This donation is gratefully accepted and approved and will be acknowledged and ready.
Can I have a motion, please? Lori, and a second. Kelly, discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved that the sports student trips presented to the board are hereby approved.
Motion, please. Lori, and a second. Kelly, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved that a transfer of $460,000 from the general fund to the capital reserve fund for the North Elementary Emergency Project Fund H17 is hereby approved.
Can I have a motion, please? Lori, and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
The end of the resolution.
Anybody here this evening wishing to address the board on non-agenda related public comment?
Either way.
That's a thing. Now, but the exceptional student in math, what happens next to him? Can he take higher level courses in math when he goes to 7th grade? I mean, that kid would be bored, I would think.
Absolutely.
I mean, if he went, I was reading an article this week. It's not a research article, just saying about kids who that exceptional get exposed to algebra at a younger age, prosper more. So I don't know.
So I'm glad that you said that. And all of the points that I forgot people are talking about. So thank you, because I wrote that down. I forgot to mention that too. So at the last meeting, Dr. Kimball, you had mentioned that you wanted an update on our gifted program. And so at the next board meeting, you will get that update with the gifted program. So I don't want to take away their show that they're going to be putting on, but there's a lot of work that's going on to offer accelerated classes beginning here at Wiley Intermediate through Case and the high school. So more to come at the next board meeting. And I also got the answer for you. You had asked at the last board meeting after I presented the budget when I looked stunned. I have the answer though. The monthly utility costs on average for the Watertown City School District is $50,000.
How about 50 years from now, it'd be zero? Net, what, ever heard the term net zero buildings? Anybody heard that?
Yes.
That's the building that produces as much energy as it uses. These kids, our kids now should, that your kids should be producing those buildings. And that's what I would love to see in summer schools, sustainability and how to do sustainable energy. I mean, it's just when you talk about Micron, and we couldn't do electric cars and all sorts of things without the semiconductor chips that Micron's producing. That's why there was a delays and I never heard the issue supply chain issue. It's funny, I go to Penn State games and I never supply chain after COVID. And the two seat next door to me is the guy who got his master's degree in supply chain. And he works for Amazon. And they showed him about supply chain. I never heard the term. I'm the business word and psychology word. And, one thing I showed after the next time, I showed there was an article in the paper school thing on, I showed to Leslie Atkins, she's a neighbor of mine, and becoming a citizen journalist. And there's an online course on that. And I'll tell you, writing to me was the most important thing. When I went to high school, I struggled with writing. I couldn't read about Shakespeare, I couldn't read about poems. And somehow I found a niche about writing about recent articles, that real life thing. And I did pretty well in college. I mean, if I hadn't worked hard in writing. So the service of journalism, I think is really important, particularly now that we see all this stuff on the internet with things that are just not just garbage. I would call it garbage. It's not factual. And the kids know how to fact check, and this is what journalism teaches. So I don't know if I can read this, and it's in It's free June 4th and June 9th. It's online at night.
You can share with us.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, because the last thing I mentioned, I was kind of disappointed that there wasn't a forum to meet the candidates for the school board. I've been here for 8 months. I don't know one of the persons who won. You know, because I would have liked to ask a lot of questions. They're not appropriate for this setting. But I think in the future, I mean, I kind of, you know, honestly, 500 and some people voted. The mayor election last year, 4,000 people voted. I mean, I know people are used to voting in November, but not very good. I know it's different because 4 people, 4 slots, so people wasn't competitive in the sense that nobody, Millie Smith didn't have the 4 years. She only gets a 1-year term, but she's not like off the school board. So it's not like there's a total loser in the election and somebody lost the election. I would like to meet the candidates in the future. So I think we should know how they think about things. Like, you know, we've fought issues here about gifted learning, STEM, how did you STEM in the school, all sorts of graduation rates, all sorts of things, have what their perspective is on them. I think the public should be able to ask them questions. If it's only 4 of us, you might get some media coverage and maybe increase the voting.
Did you read the Watertown Daily Times articles?
What?
Did you read the Watertown Daily Times articles about it?
It was like 3 sentences.
Yeah. Well, I think we all talked a lot more than what was in
Yeah, but there wasn't, probably because it wasn't competitive, there was nothing on TV.
I can definitely say, I can speak for me, I guess, for Randy or Millie, but I said a lot more for you to get to know me than was put out.
Well, I think people don't appreciate how much, you know, I mean, I've been here for quite a while. How much time do you guys spend? Not, you know, the school board meetings, but everybody here, and you get 0 money. I don't know if the public knows that school board members don't get paid. I know in other areas of the state they might. But every one of you have gone to, like, how many events, I don't know, we have a tracker. How many events everybody has gone on the school board? To athletic meetings, music concerts. I think that's really, you know, I think everybody's noticed that. I think it's really important to give appreciation to people who've done that. And I think everybody has. My wife asked why I go to these meetings. I said, it's such a positive atmosphere.
Oh.
And then the students are really enabled. And she, you know, she said, why did you go to I'm not running for school, but I have health issues, so there's no way I could concentrate well enough to run to a school board. But if you're enabling the students is really, that's the most important thing I've seen this year. And hopefully this summer we'll hear about the graduation rates and the attendance. I mean, you really won't know the full graduation until I think some kids graduate in August.
Graduation data is a lagging data, but attendance not with that. We have that, and we're looking at, I don't want to put it out there today, but we're looking at moving in a direction to make data more accessible. And so we're looking at creating a data dashboard that would be more accessible for our community and ourselves to use on a regular basis. That'll have some of the answers that you're.
So, but actually, we won't have the full data till.
Correct. Yep. And technically, as long as kids graduate before that October FTE, then it counts towards that cohort. So we've got kids that are going to be graduating over the summer and maybe late that'll count in that cohort group.
And last thing is, can somebody be turned down for summer school? I mean, if a parent requests and they don't really seem to need it, I mean,
It gives us an opportunity to engage kids, and we have so many different programs. You know, there are kids, as Randy was asking earlier, there are kids that teachers know that those kids, there is that summer slot if we don't engage them throughout the summer. But our goal and our position is not to turn kids away that are seeking an opportunity to engage throughout the summer in any one of our programs. And I think Leslie Atkinson said that in hers as she wrapped up our middle school one. There's, you know, she said 40 to 50 kids. But if we have kids that are interested, to me, it's much easier to go out and say if it's a staffing issue that, oh, look, we need to hire an additional teacher to make this happen. That to me is an argument that's worthy of having and easy to have. So I would say if there's if there's community members or families that are interested in engaging their child in summer opportunities, sign up. Sign up and stress that interest. And the drivers one, because we had a former student speak about that in the past. You know, if there's a need, we would like to meet it. The car piece, that's something that we could easily agree to through next year's budget cycle, purchasing another vehicle, but we've got to make sure that we're getting people to go through and actually getting that driver's ed certification, which is not even located here. I believe when I met with the driver's ed teachers this year, it's like in New York City or so. It's not even accessible locally to get that certification.
No, it's not a big report. There is I know there was a private company doing it around here. That not everybody can afford that, but.
No, and the one nice thing about us offering it is we don't charge the family. So it really, when we're looking at providing equal access and opportunity, that's one of the ways we can do that. It was a concern that was brought up by one of our students who spoke as I believe, a Boy Scout project when he came and spoke. And so we met with the principal, Leslie Atkinson, met with the teachers in the program. So it is something that we haven't lost sight. And we said that, Tina and I, when we met with the student advisory kids this week, when your voice is open, and you're sharing a story with us, you may not see an immediate result of sharing that story, but that story builds on, and we are making changes, and there's a lot of changes that our district has made this year. Listen to people's personal experiences, because at the end of the day, we really, and I mean what we say, and I said it through the budget cycle, and it wasn't really a sound bite for people to vote yes for the budget, and we didn't have anything controversial on the budget yesterday, but we really want to live that practice where that we're providing a school district where people choose to send their kids. We don't want people to feel like this is our only option. And so are things perfect? Absolutely not. But we have a lot of opportunities to continue building and growing and make this place an amazing place.
Yeah, just one last thing. The kids talk about, unfortunately, a child died this weekend at the Indian River event. The kids bring that up.
We've got some athletic teams that are doing some recognition activities. We've got a Wear Blue and White initiative.
It was funny when I was in grad school, I never thought about talking about death of children, wasn't even in my perspective. And unfortunately, it's happened quite a bit over my career this year. That's it.
Thank you.
I'd also like to speak as well. I didn't see the sign-up sheet. Kristen Labarge. I will say, I want to echo your sentiments, not that you stole my thunder, and congratulate the people who won the seats for the Board of Education. And the same thing, I'm a volunteer as well, and I understand that while I understand how your personal time may be used, I think in such a public capacity, you probably take a little bit more grief from people who may disagree with or share a lot of opinions, and to keep showing up and doing the work is very commendable. Echoing your sentiment. But I also wanted to speak tonight just to kind of put a little bug in your ear. I started working on a project in January, and when I started working on that project, I wasn't sure if it would be funded or not. And I actually serve on the committee for the diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging here in the district. And I decided to take some of the NICEAD framework, the culturally responsive, sustaining framework, and use it to write an art grant and start this project. And so I have been working with a select group of students. I am still accepting a couple more. They are going to individually collaborate with me on different art projects. And that will commence with a public exhibit in September. More information on that to come, but it will be open to the public, and most of the students are within this district, but I do have a couple other districts on the horizon that I'm bringing in. And it's students anywhere from having emotional challenges, working through trauma, labeled for behaviors, any number of things. And that looks different for every student. Some of these students are high achieving, high academically earning, but they may struggle in other areas. So I'll be working with them one-on-one to create these projects. The project is called Young Reflections, an exploration reframing student image. And just recently, I was informed that I have been officially awarded this grant, so I can proceed with the project as planned. And I just want to say that this project is made possible with funds from the statewide Community Regrants Program, a regrant program of New York State Council on the Arts, and with the support of the Office of the Governor and New York State Legislature, and administered by the St. Lawrence County Arts Council. So I am hoping to collaborate and promote that closer to the event and invite everybody to come in and learn about these students and see their success.
This is exciting. Congratulations and thank you for writing that.
Thank you.
Also, thanks for your nice words. Okay, upcoming dates. So Monday the 27th is Memorial Day. There is no school. 28th, K through 12 early dismissal for staff development. June 4th at 5 o'clock, we have a committee meeting. And then following that at 6 is our regularly scheduled Board of Education meeting right here in the district office conference room, which has been, as you can see, decorated, and it actually looks like a boardroom now. It's beautiful. So we're all very lucky.
Question is the return or within second meeting?
Yes. Yes. Yep. Yes. And it's going to be on the stage frame right here. Yeah.
All right. Randy, you want to start us off?
You want us to do these first or after? How would you like to
do it with your comments? Okay. You can do it before.
I'll Jason gave us homework assignment. So I'll do mine first. It's from Mrs. Atkinson at high school. Watertown High School is basking in end-of-year activities and celebrations. With a spectacular prom behind us, we are looking forward to our annual awards ceremony on Thursday, June 6th. We recognize the outstanding achievements of our students in academics and extracurriculars. We'll also award hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarship money to well-deserving students on their way out into the world. WHS also looks forward to their second annual senior grad walk, their senior barbecue, and of course, Class Day 2024. Plans for graduation are well underway, and we look forward to celebrating the class of 2024 as they take their final walk on Friday, June 28th, 7 p.m. on the turf. We wish all of our students the best of luck on their upcoming regents and final examinations. Go Cyclones. Word from the high school. Just wanted to make a couple of comments about tonight's meeting as far as the students. I always say there's so much good going on, and we saw some really good examples of it tonight. Nothing like those smiles on those kids. Huh? Very proud of them. Right. And also just to learn about the robust summer school program we have. I knew a lot was going on, but I didn't know that much was going on. It's really an extension and continuum of our regular school year. It's really, really super. It's not the summer school that I that's for sure. And then I will conclude by echoing the comments made by others that grateful for those that exercise their responsibility and privilege to vote in the school board election and support our propositions, budget, and the candidates running. And I want to congratulate my colleagues, Lori and Millie, and our new board member, Tina. Look forward to working with you over the next few years and with our administration superintendent. Feel very honored and blessed to have a position here and have the trust of the voters. Thanks.
Well said. Mr. Gosier.
Yes, actually, once again, like you said, I appreciate the math Olympiads and the summer school presentation. I do want to, I know we've talked about this before, and Dr. Schmiegel mentioned it in his report, but congratulate Mr. Hunter Brown and the machine. That was actually made a nice news story. And if you don't counter at all, that's not all he does. He's above and beyond, contributes in many different ways. Volunteer fireman. He actually was the commentator at sporting events. Does quite a bit. Great. I also wanted to come off Lori's facilities, or actually, I'm sorry, policy. And I had the privilege of sitting on that tonight in the facility use program. Seeing that firsthand. It's very transparent, user friendly, and I really think it's going to make it easier for and benefit both externally working times or working out facilities as well as internally improving. It's very exciting. And lastly, looking forward to tomorrow, career jams being held in the arena. If you don't know, this is 8th graders. They'll get together from the entire county, all school districts, with different career exploration, just kind of see what's offered out there. In my day job, I get to do that, and done that for 2 years. It's always fun seeing the kids go through. That transitions to, I get the privilege of reading for Ms. Erin King at Case. Case celebrated both their 7th and 8th grade musicians this month. This counts on May 2nd and May 14th. Thank you to Mr. Hurst and Ms. Howard for all their hard work with our students and to the parents for all support they provide to our musicians programs. Case completed New York State testing successfully in math, ELA, and 8th grade science. We appreciate our students' tenacity and resilience during this time. So, hold on.
Lori Converse.
I'm going to read mine from Jess Blair at Ohio, and I think that I have to read this because Jason could not pronounce some of this stuff. Wants to put me on the spot. So here it goes. All right. Ohio Elementary had their annual multicultural fair last week. All students were treated to a variety of treats, drinks, crafts, and games, including, I don't know how to say this, Guyanese, I think, powdered milk fudge, soup jumeau from Haiti, Lebanese baklava, nimbu soda from Pakistan, Korean kono, and Indian snakes and ladders. We rounded out the day with an assembly performance from our local Irish centers. Thank you to all volunteers who came out to make this such a wonderful and educational experience for our students. And then for me, I would like to give prayers to the Indian River School District. Thank you for bringing it up as well, that we are thinking of them and their students at this time. And everything that Randy and Chloe said, I love it when the kids are here. It's awesome to see them growing and doing amazing things. Are we going to put the summer school, like what we were just presented to us, is that something that we can put on our website so everybody can view what we viewed? Because I'm sure not everybody was watching. In order to get that enrollment up, we should have that be accessible, I think. Yeah. So, and then I want to say to the people that came out to support us, I really, really appreciate that. I'm so happy to be here again for 3 years to lead off the school. And I would like, I'll be honest, I was nervous because I'm so passionate about being here that I would have been very disappointed if it wasn't for us for 3 years. So I'm just very grateful to be here with you, with all of you. We have so much work to do. So thank you to everybody.
I'll start off with an update from Matthew Burdick. Said on Monday, we held our first round of PACS Good Behavior Game training at Ohio Elementary. We had 20 participants from both Knickerbocker and Ohio, where we will be piloting the program next year. The PACS Good Behavior Game is the most proven classroom-based preventative intervention and has shown to improve a wide range of outcomes for teachers, students, families, and communities. We have scheduled additional training for different staff from Knickerbocker and Ohio on Thursday, May 20th. In addition, I have completed the first round of Parabytes training across all 8 schools. This training is designed for our teaching assistants and aides providing them with more strategies and tools to work effectively with students exhibiting challenging behaviors. The feedback from our paraprofessionals has been overwhelmingly positive. Lastly, this week, we also conducted a district-level PBIS coaches meeting. We discussed the successes of Tier 1 and Tier 2 PBIS progress this year and explored ways to improve moving forward. I already talked about the room decor, didn't I? That was my second thing. Dr. Kimball said earlier that he comes for the atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's like the best compliment any of us could have ever received. Ever. For a number of reasons, but I'll never forget that you said that. It's very nice. Recently, in the Watertown Daily Times, there was an article about our boys lacrosse team playing Carthage. And I'm just going to read a quote from that paper. It's from their head coach. And he said, quote, "You know what? Watertown's really good and their kids play really hard all the time," Carthage coach Jason Kaufman said. "They were the most respectful team we've played against all year. Their kids just play hard and keep their mouth shut." Now, that doesn't get any playtime, as some of our negative events have, but it ought to. And I'd like to commend Brian Navarro, Shane Simser, Bruce Wright, and more importantly, the team for competing at a varsity level and being signed. I don't think that there's anything better to end with. They're going to. Keep our fingers crossed.
Actually, the only thing I'll add to that is boys lacrosse, but I go to many different sporting activities. And the same sentiments can be said about other programs within this process.
That's awesome. Very cool. So with that, I guess we're not in need of an executive session tonight. So, motion to adjourn. Randy in a second. Lori, all those in favor? See you guys next time.